Yes, good morning. Good morning, good morning. Oh, feels too early. Feels too early, my lazy ass. Getting up usually. I'm only just having woken up about 10:30 in the morning. Not used to working this early, even though I've got work tomorrow at 9:30. So, good luck to me figuring out how I'm going to deal with that with my lazy ass. But it is Mason Mount Monday. Mason Mount Monday. It is Monday and it is Mason Mount Day. It is MM Day. And Mason Mount is currently at Carrington as we speak, doing his medical tests, and will then sign the contract. And we will see a plethora of images and pictures, and then we'll get the PR statement and everything about how this is the best signing that Manchester United could have ever made in any era in all of the club's history. Um, which I won't buy any of it if they do opt to release those kind of statements, but each to their own. But basically, got a few bits of information posted by Laurie Whitwell about what Eric Ten Hag wants to do with Mason Mount, what his intentions are, and I'm going to have a little read through some brief statements, and basically I'm just going to say what I think about what he intends to do with Mason Mount and how I feel about what the plan is, what the Mason plan is. As well as Mason Mount, we've also got Rasmus Hojland. The talks are heating up. It's getting close. The deal is on the horizon. We can see it. We're almost there with the Rasmus Hojland. We've already had a bid rejected for him, but shall the second bid be successful? We've got one report that's saying that it's quite possible that it could be successful, or perhaps maybe not so much, considering we've also got Alfredo Pedula, who's also reported that Rasmus Hojland shall not be sold by Atalanta unless the bids are over 60 million euros. Will Manchester United go to match that price point, or will they continue to lowball? We'll see as we get into it. But starting with Mason Mount. Mason Mount Monday. What has Laurie Whitwell said this morning? He has said that Mason Mount is seen as MUFC as a modern midfielder. It's a modern midfielder, guys. Whatever that means. Capable of executing specific tactical instructions and leading the pressure. That's a key part of Eric Ten Hag's approach. I mean, it's true. Ten Hag is very much tactically astute. He wants a very specific way of playing. He wants certain patterns and shapes on a pitch, and if you don't do it, then he hates you. He'll sell you. He'll deport you to some third world country. He'll do whatever he sees fit. But supposedly, in Ten Hag's his talent ID, Mason Mount is a key influential part of this Ten Hag system, and we'll have to see how he looks to integrate him, especially with pre-season tour coming up in now much less than 2 weeks. First game is on the 12th of July. That is officially 9 days away. It is 9 days before we play our first game in the States against Leeds. I'm pretty sure it's in the States. I might be wrong with that, but even so, 9 days before we start playing football again, and we are drawing it quite fine with a few of our signings, especially considering we want to get other signings in, at least two more signings, key signings, I should say, before we kick a ball. But so far, it's not looking so very positive. But we have to see. Maybe the club do pull their finger out before the D-Day of footballing begins. But a follow-up statement here from Laurie Whitwell. Eric Ten Hag was fully behind the club's interest in Mason Mount after following him from his loan spell at Vitesse Arnhem. Arnhem? Yeah, Arnhem. He wanted it because of his technique with the ball, but also his application without the ball. So, yeah, basically, he wants. He says, well, he's the modern midfielder, as has already been stated below. The modern midfielder, the one who presses, the one who's technically gifted. And Mason Mount. There's probably some truth to it that Mason Mount has got a technical gift. He's got some good technicality to him. He's good with the ball at his feet. Um, perhaps his vision could do with a bit of work. Maybe his decision making needs a bit of work as well. But one thing that I didn't believe in is his defensive attributions. But if he's got a great press on him and he presses from the front, then you know each to their own. Perhaps a player I can get behind, but I think the preseason games will be telling. I do think the preseason games will be telling if he is the modern midfielder or whether that's just a PR spin to make it seem like that Mason Mount was the perfect signing. And then if it ends up going so horribly wrong, at least we'll know that it was just solely a PR statement. At least we'll know that for a fact. But let's try and be optimistic, guys. Let's try and be optimistic. Be optimistic, they say. Be excited, said Josh Kroenke. But yeah, so Mason Mount, the modern midfielder, is doing his medical today, and we shall see the pictures come out very soon. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow. I'd imagine it'll be today, considering they'll probably want to do the announcement today. But yeah, we'll have to see how Ten Hag looks to use his wizardry, his magic stick to enact magic from his students of the game with the Manchester United squad. Anyways, moving on to Rasmus Hojland, we have the news here from Alfredo Padula that Atalanta do not intend to listen to offers less than 60 million euros. Now, I've been back and forth with this transfer and the stories that have come out about it. I've been back and forth with the pricing. The initial pricings were about, I think, £43 million, thereabouts, I think it was. And then there was the United interest we got linked to him, and then the price, apparently there was a report that said, oh, they will want £100 million. And I'm like, right, sure, okay. But now we're coming back down to actual bids going in, and it took me by surprise when I was starting to see £30 million bid go in and get rejected. I was like, but I thought the asking price was 100 million. But now we've got the report saying that, oh no, the expectations are much, much, much lower. So it's either Atalanta got real and said, not 100 million for Rasmus Hojland is not realistic and we'll never get that, but we would be open to selling him, or it's the initial report about the £100 million price tag was just a complete and utter lie, which I'm much more subject to believing the latter, that it was just a complete lie. And I think that's the annoying thing that I think Manchester United fans are probably going to have to deal with. There's probably going to be a lot of reports that say that or players who's technically worth like 20 million is going to be worth 200 million, and everyone's going to be pulling their hair out. I think it'll probably be just wise of us to not buy into any of the stories that come out that are quite preemptive about the pricing of a player and saying, oh, well, the transfer fee's worth X, Y, Z in the hundreds of millions. Well, no, it's not factually. It won't be, because a player cannot be worth that amount, considering in retrospect to their market value. But Rasmus Hojland, I thought it was quite an audacious price tag to be putting on a player like Rasmus Hojland of 100 million. So I have my doubts from day one, but I was like, well, whatever happens, happens. If we do end up putting hundreds of millions of pounds on the table for Rasmus Hojland, then fair plays. But now we're putting in £30 million bid, so it really just debunks the story that there was ever a £100 million price tag on him. But now we're seeing here that they won't accept less than 60 million euros. So I think that's about the low 50s, about 50 million to 53 or £4 million. which again I think is still on the expensive side, still a little bit on the expensive side, especially for the budgets that we're having to deal with. But if it's worth, if the player is quintessential or essential, I should say, to Ten Hag system, then it's a sort of a why not thing. Go ahead, sort the deal out, get the player in. We got preseason in 9 days. We need him in, and we need him in now. And the same would go for Andre Onana, apparently, or from Alfredo Padula as well. That the MUSC will submit their first bid to Andre Onana soon. Well, we heard that from someone else. What, like last week? They'll submit their first bid soon. 1 week later, they'll submit their first bid soon. We'll get to next week, and we'll probably be playing preseason tour and everything, right? And we'll get another report come out and say we'll be bidding for an honor real soon. Like seriously, it's like what I said about the takeover. It's like, because you stick soon in there could mean any frame of time. It's like people who were reporting that the takeover would be completed soon back in January, February. And they'll probably come back and say, yeah, well, it was soon. If we get sold in like September, it's like, yeah, well, yeah, it was soon, right? It was soon. No, it wasn't. Soon, you can't say soon and then something happens 6 months later. It's like, but that's how it works in the media. You'll say soon to spin a story to get people to click and read your story, but then it'll actually happen then the next year, like same time next year. And then it's like, well, it did happen. So you can't say I was completely wrong, right? You can't say I was completely wrong. It was partially right, but either way, it's Rasmus Hojland. It won't take less than 60 million. Well, apparently we've got to follow a bid somewhere around a 40 million pound price mark, and we're going to test the waters. We're going to test the waters with our improved bid by 10 million pounds. Will that be accepted? Personally, if the asking price is 60 million euros, I'll probably say absolutely not. You'll probably get another rejection, and Manchester United will have to go back to the drawing board. And I think, by the looks of it, what they'll want to do is they'll probably get in Rasmus Hojlund before they do Andre Onana. And just simple reason, because the budget allocations, it's probably easier to get a goalkeeper in for lesser money than a striker, considering the way the market is at the moment. It's going to be easier to do the striker first and then work on your goalkeeper signing. But that's the problem, is both of those positions are very, very important positions. They're crucial positions. And, we need to work super, super hard to get these two positions sorted out, essentially, before pre-season tour begins in 9 days. So time is ticking, John Murta and Richard Arnold. Time is ticking. You are running out of time, and it is going hella fast. We've already cleared June, and the transfer window has been open since the 10th of June. I mean, my guy, we are 7 days away from the transfer window being open, an entire month. That's crazy. An entire month has gone by. We've completed one signing, and we are kicking a ball again in 9 days' time. So, yeah, the board better hurry up. They better get the business done. They better back their manager as best as they possibly can, because, my God, the limelight will be on that board if we get sold short in the new season. I'll tell you what, we will. If we go, it's like, imagine this worst case scenario. We go into the new season, right? Let's say, for argument's sake, we have Rasmus Hojlund, right? We have Rasmus Hojlund. We have Mason Mount. But we start in goal, we start against Wolves. Dean Henderson. Imagine this, like Dean Henderson starts in goal. You'll have your Luke Shaw, Sandro Martinez, Rafael Varane, and say Aaron Wan-Bissaka at right back. In your midfield, you'll just have a Casemiro. You'll have Ericsson, right? You'll have Ericsson or even Mason Mount. You'll have Bruno in front of them. You probably have Anthony on the right. You probably have Sancho or Rashford on the left. And then you'll have your Rasmus Hojlund up top. That team is not ready for the new season. I don't care what anyone says. That team is not ready. Nowhere near ready. We are in dire straits. Sultans of swing territory. right? We are in mad amounts of trouble. And yeah, basically, time is ticking, time is of the essence, and time is money. Time is serious, serious money. So a board better pull their finger out and start sorting this transfer window out hella soon, because we are kicking footballs again in 9 days. So let's hurry things up, shall we, Mr. Murta? Anyways, that's it from me for now. Do be sure to let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comment section below. What you think about the Mason Mount signing? How do you think that Erik ten Hag is going to be using Mason Mount? How do you feel that he's going to play for Manchester United, and what sort of positions do you reckon he's going to take up? Do you think he's going to start alongside Casemiro? Is he going to be starting in the number 10 position? Is Bruno going to be dropping deeper? Is he making way for Mason Mount? Or is he going to be playing out on the wide-hand side, on the right? Wide-hand side? The right-hand side, out wide, is what I should say. And what you think about Rasmus Hojland. If Rasmus is the second signing, how would you rate that striking option being added to the lineups? And would you be wanting to keep Anthony Martial as the bench player? Personally, we should have sold him bloody ages ago, but like the same old problems. The wages are extortionate, and no one's interested in buying a player that earns nearly a quarter of $250,000 a week. And when you put it that way, that is extortionate. Really extortionate, considering most clubs that would be interested in an Anthony Martial probably wouldn't want to pay him more than 100k a week. So best of luck to those of you who are trying to sell Anthony Martial with your incompetent negotiation skills. But yeah, that's it from me for now. Let me know your thoughts and feelings in the comment section below. Do be sure to smash a like on the video and subscribe if you haven't done so already. If not, why not? This content is good. This content is amazing. But yeah, if you disagree with that, you can smash a dislike if you really feel like it. But anyways, that's it from me for now, and we'll see y'all again in the next video, which I should imagine, if things break out between now and then, probably about 2. If not, it'll probably be later, because there's probably not a lot to talk about. But yeah, or unless in the comments section of this video or any other videos, do drop a recommendation for a video idea. If you'd like me to cover a subject, I can do so. It helps the channel, it helps me out as well, because sometimes I'm not the most I don't have the keenest eye for news. So if something I skim over that I miss out on that someone else picks up, do shine the light on it, and I will address it. But anyways, that's it from me. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.